So we're going to start with chapter 14. What I put up on the board is the first example, example 1, on how to calculate or construct a formula from a particular question. Folks, this stuff is going to be useful, but at the first part, you're going to be like, wow, we're really starting basic. So, first thing, pick the key information out of the question. So write a formula for the amount of dollars A in a person's bank account if initially the balance was. And here's the information we give. So, first part, part A, we're starting with $5,000, and then $200 is withdrawn, so that's minus, each week for 10 weeks. So my first equation ends up being dollars A is going to be equal to 5,000 is what I'm starting with, and I'm taking away $200 for 10 weeks. Basic, and that's all it's asking. The next part, for part B, we still have that $5,000. We're still taking away $200 each week. But now instead, we've got W weeks. So we're not sure how many weeks that's going to be. So we replaced 10 with W. So the number of dollars is going to be equal to 5,000 less $200 for every week that we decide to keep track of this for. Next step, C, we still have the $5,000, but now we're going to replace the 200 with X dollars being taken away every week. So we're moved to the next step of A dollars is equal to 5,000 minus X W. Then the last step, we replace 5,000 capital B. So we get D dollars A equal to B minus XW. Now even here, I don't have to write the dollar sign. I can basically write it as A equals 5,000 minus 200W, 210 times 10, A equals 5,000 minus 200W, A equals 5,000 minus XW, A equals 5,000, no, not 5,000. And so you're used to writing it B minus XW. All of part A, chapter 14, is taking these equations, taking this information, and writing an equation to go with it. And then we're going to be doing the same idea with questions involving, I'm going to get rid of all this and do the next example, because we're going to start talking about shapes and writing formulas to go with the shapes instead of just plug and chug. So the next example, example 2 out of the book, I'm just going to go to the information. The illustrated door consists of a semicircle and a rectangle. Rectangle, semicircle. It gives us information of W and H. So we get W, H. And it wants a formula. Find a formula for the area of the door in terms of the width and height of the rectangular part. So, just going to check. Here we go. So we know area here. It's pretty basic. It's W times H. Now up here, we've got a different idea because now this is required because this is half circle. So that's gonna be, its area is gonna be pi r squared, which is the area of a circle, divided by 2. R is half a w, or w over 2. So my area gets combined. So I've got pi r squared, but r is w over 2. So I get pi w over 2 squared over 2 plus w times h. Pi w squared over 4 over 2 plus wh. Now, little part, I know some people, algebra always messes with your head, so we gotta look at it this way. This is pi w squared divided by 4 times 1/2, because I'm multiplying by the reciprocal. That's what division is when you're dealing with fractions. So I end up with pi w squared over 8 plus wh is the area. And of course, I always get, well, they also want us to mess around with this a bit. We have other ways we can write this, and of course, they don't want us to leave it at that. Actually, no, we do. That's it. You leave it like that. We can write it different ways if you really want to. You can write it as A equals 1 over 8 pi w squared plus wh. Or you can leave it like this. Both are correct. And of course, I'm doing the easy questions. So in class, when we start to struggle, don't forget to ask and we can talk it through. And that's it for section A.